Weak individuals try to convince the world that they are not weak. Strong men try to convince the world of nothing. There's a lot of terrible advice for young men online, and I understand that. Becoming a man in 2024 is truly puzzling. Therefore, in this video, I will explain some timeless principles that any young man should understand. Let's start with this. A young man's project means determining your usefulness to the world. A woman's value to society is inherent. She has the potential to create life, but men can be expendable. Young men, especially as long as somewhere a man with a strong core is at work, civilization will be fine. Therefore, throughout history, there has been immense pressure on young men to earn the right to be part of a tribe, society, or civilization. As philosopher Camille Paglia once wrote, "Women simply are, but men must become." Therefore, Paglia's project alludes to becoming a man is about building your value to become a positive asset to society. As men, we have a deep instinctual desire to do this. It largely contributes to confidence and self-esteem, giving our lives meaning and purpose. Developing the ability to directly approach women and express your sexual interests to them in the simplest and most respectful terms. Assume you are together and not like a caveman living in a basement. You will be completely shocked at how far this will take you. Ultimately, the only useful dating advice is to perfect yourself. Everything else is a detail or a distraction. Build inner value, give that value to those around you, and most of your dating issues will resolve themselves in the long run. Choosing a long-term partner will be the most important decision you make at this stage of life. I know no one has told you this, but it's the truth. A great partner will make all other efforts much easier and more enjoyable. A bad partner will make everything else unnecessarily difficult and complicated. So choose wisely. And if you are truly struggling with women, read my book for men, The Model, Attracting Women Through Honesty. It has sold nearly 500,000 copies, and even 12 years later, it remains one of the best-selling men's books worldwide. You are probably like most young men and extremely impatient. You want to prove your status and value right now. You want a fast car and a fat bank account right now. Right now, you want to date hot girls. Trust me, buddy, I get it. Almost everything of value to a man is accumulated slowly over time. Wealth, knowledge, strength, self-awareness, emotional maturity, family. These are not found. They are built gradually over many years and decades. There will be plenty of temptations to forsake the long game of long-term value for a series of short-sighted status games. This was the biggest mistake I made when I was young. I thought I could shortcut the long-term value game by winning a series of silly short-term value games, often found in parties, video games, nightclubs, and travel. These experiences are fun, don't get me wrong, and I've learned some things from them, but ultimately they can distract me from the bigger and more important goal of personal growth. If a man's value increases slowly, it means the primary goal of every young man is to keep learning indefinitely. You don't stop learning once you finish school. On the contrary, truly useful education only begins then. Your project is to learn what they didn't teach you in school. How to relate to people, how to become reliable and trustworthy, how to listen well, how to take risks, how to effectively communicate your thoughts and feelings. How to accept rejection, how to manage emotions, how to admit when you're wrong. If you have emotional or mental health issues, now is the time to address them. Not when you have a girlfriend, not when you get married, not when you've messed up your kids. Take care of it now. People will thank you for it for many decades to come, leading me to the sponsor of this video, BetterHelp. There's a bit of a meme going around that therapy doesn't work for men. And as a man who received therapy in his 20s and benefited greatly from it, that's nonsense. The key is to find a good therapist, one who understands what you're going through and won't belittle or dismiss your issues. And that's the great thing about BetterHelp. If you're not happy with your therapist, you can switch at any time. Take the time to find the right fit for you. When I was 23, I realized that I seemed to sabotage every romantic relationship I was in. So, I went to therapy and found a male therapist who I felt would understand a lot of my sexual anxieties, and he was great. He really helped me a lot. So, as part of the ongoing process of continuous learning and self-discovery, harmonize your emotions and engage in some therapy. People will thank you for it later on.